You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast. And this is show number 369 for Sunday, the 11th of July, 2021.
Where dreams begin.
Well, hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hello there, Jane.
Hello there, Michelle, and how are we doing this fine week?
I am dreaming of Disney.
Aren't we always?
Absolutely 100% dreaming of Disney because it's opening up like, you go to some American restaurants and you get that onion blossom, which is basically a whole onion covered in batter and deep fried. And they sort of open up as they deep fry a little bit, like a blossom.
Yes. Yeah, peeling away the layers.
You peel away the layers and get to the good stuff in the middle, the really sweet, succulent. And that's what I feel like with Disney at the moment, because the theme parks are really starting to come to life. We've got fireworks, we've got eateries reopening, we've got cruising coming back. It's feeling like life is coming back to the planet.
I'm keeping fingers, toes, and anything else crossed that I possibly can, because I'm desperate to get normal back again.
Oh, the normal is the new good, and I'm so excited for it. And we've got quite a lot of goodies and exciting things ahead to talk about on this week's show. How's everything with you at home? Are you diddling with any Disney? Have I tempted you to order from the Disney store that jacket I sent you the picture of?
No, I didn't even look. No, I was very, very good, and I thought, it could have been a moment of weakness, and then you wouldn't have liked me for it, Michelle, because then you'd have got blamed for it every time, so it wasn't fair on you and it wasn't fair on me. So I have resisted temptation. I'm a bit like you at the moment. I'm kind of getting my fill through various news outlets and social medias and YouTube videos. Some days I like it more than others, depending on whatever's getting reported and depending on my mood as well, to be fair. I think some days you kind of want to soak it all up, and other days you go, I can't go. You have a bit of a meltdown and you want to stay away from it, Just dreaming of Disney anytime soon, really, would be nice. And then I'm just keeping my fill because I've got Loki to watch, and we've got the Bad Batch that we're watching at the moment, and I'm eagerly waiting the Attractions one to come out on Disney Plus. So I think my Disneyness is being lived through Disney Plus at the moment.
Do you know what? I'm not actually watching any Disney on the TV at the moment. I've gone down a side route of different chefy type, just sit and let it wash over me type shows at the moment. But enough of television watchery.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm going to start with this week's On This Day in Disney History.
Right, well, I've actually picked 3 dates because there wasn't an awful lot when I started looking. So we're going to start with July the 10th. We're going to talk about Disneyland Paris, which I think we might be talking about a little bit later on in the show. Ooh. Now, this is 2014, and this involves La Place de Remy, and it opened on this day in 2014. So this is where we have the lovely Ratatouille ride and the even lovelier Bistro Chez Remy, which we have dined at together, have we not, Michelle?
We have, buddy. We had our steak and we loved it.
We loved it there, didn't we? So that's 2014 that opened. We're going to move now on to July the 11th. And again, another Paris connection. This day in 1986, the French Regional Council approved plans for the Disneyland amusement park in Marne-la-Vallée.
Oh.
So there you go. It was planned on this day, or given the approval, I should say.
Rubber stamped.
Yeah. Now, this did make me laugh when I read this. So I'll read it as it's been written, as I found it. So in 1991, on July the 11th, Disney announces it will enter into a distribution deal with a Bay Area digital studio named Pixar.
Oh, I've not heard of that.
No, that's what I thought. I don't know who they are, do you? I thought, crikey. How far have we come since then that you can even talk about Disney acquiring them? They are just Disney, aren't they? Pixar now. It's how we've come in such a short space of time. And then I've got a really up-to-date one on this day, and it's actually last year in 2020, because July the 11th, 2020, was when the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom reopened at Walt Disney World after being closed because of that shall not be named. Yeah, a whole year since that happened.
Wow.
And then I've got one more, and I love this one. This is going to be a bit appealing to the geeky side of you now, I think, Michelle. So, July the 12th, 1895.
Bit before my bedtime.
Just a little bit. Richard Buckminster Fuller was born in Milton, Massachusetts. He's described as being a visionary, a designer, architect, futurist, and inventor. It's widely believed that he developed and named the geodesic dome first from some field experiments with a chap called Kenneth Snelson and some others at Black Mountain College in North Carolina. This was happening in the late 1940s. The invention of the geodesic dome was a solution to the pressing housing problem at the time, apparently. More than 500,000 geodesic domes have been built around the world since then, including, obviously, Spaceship Earth at Epcot. And Fuller apparently actually coined the phrase Spaceship Earth as it was a way to express concern over the use of limited resources that are available on our planet. And that was in the 1940s.
Oh, would you fancy living in Spaceship Earth?
Not really, no.
No.
Can you imagine the stairs in there? Crikey, going to bed up all those stairs? No.
Oh, I don't know. I'd do my thighs the world of good.
I'd need some windows, though, I think.
Yeah, but imagine it on a night with all the stars twinkling.
Yeah, true.
But I will just say I would not want to be in the Rome burning area because it's a bit pongy. Well, thank you for this week's On This Day in Disney History, Jane.
My pleasure.
As usual, it's to hear all the things that have gone in the past and some really nice DLP things there.
Yeah, which will lead in a bit later on, I feel, Michelle.
Well, while we're talking about Disneyland, let's hop over to California.
Okay.
Place close to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And they mustn't be selling tickets very well, Jane.
Are they not?
No, because they've offered an amazing deal to California residents in certain zip codes, a 3-day park ticket bonus price. Now, we were talking about Disneyland park tickets being over $100 a day. Well,
Yeah.
price of $249 for a 3-day ticket or $304 for a hopper.
That's not too shabby, is it?
That's a pretty tasty buy.
Well, I say it must be this element of wanting to encourage people back into the parks, isn't it? And also making up for lost time, I suppose. You know, when you consider how long they've been closed for, and you can only shudder to imagine the amount of revenue that all the parks have lost over this past year. And I suppose any footfall is better than no footfall, isn't it?
Now, I've had a little chat with a few people that I know who have got annual passes that have obviously expired or blah, 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 and they've had the refund or whatever. And they've had the one day in Disneyland. They've been, they've gone, they've seen, they've enjoyed, and then they sat back and thought, right, I'm not going to go again until they sort out what's happening with the new pass system over there.
Which is fair enough, yeah.
When you bear in mind the high numbers of Disneylanders that have annual passes, maybe people aren't buying tickets.
Well, the thing is, Michelle, if you're saving your pennies for a annual pass, you're not going to want to throw away $200-300 at a time just for 3 days here and 3 days there, especially when you've been used to in the past. You know, I know there's block out dates and all that type of thing, and obviously you pick to choose whichever level you want. But, you know, we know of a lot of people that are there, you know, every week. They're not just popping in once a month or every couple of months, are they? They are regular visitors, and they will be bringing, you know, cash into Disney's coffers, because even as an annual pass holder, you know, we know these people are going in, they're spending money on food while they're in the parks, they're buying the latest merchandise, etc., because that's what, you know, is their quotes unquote hobby and, you know, their passion in life. So if Disney aren't getting those people coming through the door, because it's like, yeah, why are you going to spend money on tickets when ultimately you want that pass?
It's interesting it's a 3-day ticket because they want you there for a long period of time, you know, not just the odd day. So that means, oh, are you going to pay for a local hotel? Or are you close enough just to go to the theme park for 3 days? So I'll see what the uptake's going to be like on that, but you can visit 3 times anytime between September 30th, 2021, with no block-out dates.
Right.
It's just subject to theme park reservation availability. So I thought that was quite interesting. So I've ticked that off my to-discuss list. And the next one is a bit of Must Do Disney is now Must Have Done Disney, because R.I.P. Stacey Aswad, bless her, she is no more on Resort TV. Oh my word.
I know, she seems to have been such a staple of the Resort TV for such a long time that it does feel kind of peculiar to imagine not seeing her face popping up, because it is kind of that sort of little, I don't know, routine or whatever that those of us that go, it's like it's part of your vacation, isn't it, to see Stacey on your telly. So yeah, really sad.
She posted a tweet on their Twitter. Thank you all for 15 years of unforgettable magic. I'm truly honoured to be part of your happiest times. I treasure and love the kindness you've always shown me. The memories we've made will last forever. So grateful. Love you all.
Oh, which is lovely.
Well, it is when you think it was a 1 year post and it turned into 15 years. That's got to be extending the magic.
Yeah, she would have done all right out of it, so to speak. And obviously, these things do have to change, and we have to accept that. It doesn't mean to say we can't go at the same time.
Yeah, and thank the Lord for YouTube, where you can Google and watch from the comfort of your sofa and enjoy Stacey. My only worry now is that there is a very nervous Stephen Klemowski thinking his much beloved Rob and Phil DVC little TV show is going to disappear as well.
Ah, well, who knows?
We shall see. One of my staples of a theme park has got to be watching. What do I love? Every time I go to the theme park, I've got to eat one, or two, or three.
Just the two or the three, Michelle? Would we be talking? Oh, day. Sorry, you've clarified it now. I understand. That must be ice cream then, Michelle.
Ice cream for ice cream. Yeah, and it's fantastic news, because over in the Magic Kingdom, the Plaza Ice Cream Parlour has reopened, so you will be able to nip by and get the ultimate brownie sundae.
Nice.
Which I absolutely love. But the ice cream sundae for me is the bestest deal, because for $6.99 you can have hot fudge, whipped cream, fresh waffle bowl, choice of 2 hand-scooped scoops of ice cream, and it's all topped off with a cherry on top.
Because you've got to have a cherry on ice cream.
It's the law.
Absolutely.
And what Walt Disney World can do, Disneyland can do better, because yay, Clarabelle's has reopened over at DCA as well.
Wow. Ice Cream Central.
It's so exciting, because you think about it, this is the place where you get those Mickey Pants sundaes.
Ah, of course, yes.
But my favourite from there is for $5.69 you can get the hand-dipped ice cream bars, and you can choose a whole smorgasbord of topping, which, is so good and so refreshing on a hot theme park day.
Are you a little bit pleased about this news, Michelle?
I'm so excited. Okay, I can't get an ice cream. Nobody can go get it for me and send it in the mail to me, because it'll be just a soggy puddle by the time it turns up. But it's summer. The one and only thing that you want to have on a summer night is an ice cream, or breakfast, or lunchtime, or afternoon tea, is an ice cream. And I am just doing a happiest of happy dances.
Yay. Well, it's nice to see things reopening again, isn't it?
Yeah, but for what they give, they taketh away. And I am devastated to have read Steakhouse 55 is not coming back.
No.
I am gutted. Gutted, Jane.
Why not? That seems such a shame.
I don't know. I have got such fond memories of being there in, well, it was early 2020, January, on my Christmas trip, that I was able to have afternoon tea in Steakhouse 55, and they did an amazing afternoon tea. Breakfast at Steakhouse 55 was always the thing to go and do. So I'm a little bit upset, but I'm hoping that whatever they are going to do with that space, whatever they're going to offer us, is even better.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. Right. Next bit of news, and unfortunately this is about food. Well, it's kind of about food. It's about Disney
Okay.
Cruise Line.
Well, food is involved when you're on a cruise ship, yes.
Well, to be honest, when you're on one of the UK staycations, food is pretty much all you're going to be doing because you're not going to be getting off the boat.
No, this is true. I seem to remember that you've got lots of things booked for your staycation that involved alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, best not mention the
Okay.
alcoholic
No.
experiences yet because
Okay.
I'm still in training to up my tolerance with alcohol, having not really had much to drink for quite a long time.
Oh, I wish I could be there to watch Michelle.
Well, unfortunately, there'll be very little internet connectivity because we're a little bit too far from shore.
This means that you need to be well aware of what food options there are available for you to
I
soak
do.
up said alcohol.
Yep. And the Disney Magic set sail out of Southampton on the 6th of July. And through the wonders of social media, I've been able to get a hold of some of the restaurant menus. So I thought I would tantalise and test you with what you would be ordering. Or would you just, because it's Disney Cruise Line, say, can I have every appetiser, every main, and so on?
Maybe, never know.
Smoked salmon tartare.
Nice.
Sliced serrano ham with manchego cheese and olive tapenade.
Yeah.
Black truffle pasta persets.
Okay.
I know that it's pasta. You don't do pasta, but it's in
No.
a champagne sauce.
Oh, well then.
There's a tomato tart. And then the next bit is a soup and salad. So there's a creamy butternut squash, baked potato with cheddar cheese, with bacon bits and chives.
I like the bacon bits and chives and the cheddar cheese.
Arugula leaves. No, thank you. I don't want leaves. If I wanted to eat leaves, I'd go to a garden.
Well, yeah, I'm with you on that.
And then there's a chicken and walnut salad with dried cranberries, red onions, and a cranberry dressing.
All sounds very nice.
Haven't got to the main courses yet, Jane. We've got a bread
crikey.
service next.
Oh, right, okay.
So you've got a choice for your mains. You've got a pasta bolognese, a tuna steak. You've got a lemon thyme chicken breast, a herb crusted pork chop, a ginger teriyaki dusted Angus beef tenderloin, which, hello, that'll be on Jane's plate.
Oh, yeah, that sounds amazing, actually.
Then you've got veggie options, so you've got black bean chipotle cakes or sesame halloumi parcels. Or you can order from the lighter note menu, where you've got choices of shrimp salad, steak, chicken and salmon. Now,
Yeah.
as part of your Disney Cruise Line experience, you can upcharge and have a little bit of a splurge, and I've got a
Right.
coffee just for you.
Okay.
It's a tiramisu mocha latte.
Ooh.
I knew that'd be you. Or you could have an adventurous after teeny.
I'm quite into my martinis at the moment, though, so that might be tempting.
Absolute vanilla, Godiva white chocolate liqueur, frangelica and espresso.
Oh, you see, it's the white chocolate that might put me off. I'm not a big white chocolate fan.
Well, what about the creme brulee, which has got Grey Goose vodka, Bailey's Irish cream, amaretto, caramel syrup, half and half?
See, yeah, you're getting more.
I know. Whole host of them. And then we eventually stagger to dessert. The stretchy pants are tested to the limit, whether you decide on a crunchy walnut cake, chocolate fudge cheesecake, cookies and cream sundae, or a warm sticky date pudding.
Oh, sticky date
Oh
pudding.
gosh, yes, sticky date pudding!
That's proper comfort food, isn't it?
Jane,
Proper
Jane.
British comfort food as well at that.
It's served with vanilla ice cream.
Oh, nice.
But when they serve it to Michelle, they'll also be serving it with a side serving of the signature dessert, which is a lemon icebox pie, which is served with lemon curd and berry cream.
Yeah, I hope you've got lots of stretchy waistbands with you, Michelle, when you go. I know you're only there for a few days, love, but you know.
Oh, don't worry, I am sorting the stretchy waistbands. And if you're of a no sugar type of person, they do have a deconstructed carrot cake, which I'd just say to them, do you know what, can you just reconstruct it into a carrot cake for me? Because I don't want, what's it going to look like? Is it going to be a pile of carrots, a pile of flour, some eggs and some butter? I don't know.
Yeah, I must admit, I was kind of thinking myself, what does that mean?
What's a deconstructed cake look like?
I don't know.
But it all sounds absolutely yummy. And I'm very excited to partaking in that very, very soon. Right, Jane, last thing on the agenda. Disneyland Paris. We hinted at the beginning about some special celebrations over there. Disneyland Paris launches paid Fast Pass. Now, they haven't called it a paid Fast Pass. They've called it the Disney Premier Access Service.
Yeah, which sounds a bit like what they do on Disney Plus as well, doesn't it? Just to confuse matters.
It's very different. This is what they've said in a statement. Additionally, as part of our ongoing commitment to provide guests with a range of options to optimise trip planning, guests can choose to purchase Disney Premier Access on the Disneyland Paris app when it launches this summer. This optional digital service allows guests to enjoy the ability to skip the regular queue line for some of our most beloved attractions, including a mix of thrill rides, Disney classics and experiences for the whole family. Guests without a smartphone, which is nice, they're considering them, can also purchase Disney Premier Access at select locations in the park. So what do you think to that, Jane?
It's one of these divisive issues, I think, because we've talked about this before in relation to Universal, who have always offered that paid-for service to do this type of thing, haven't they? And it has to be based on what your cost is going to be to get into the park, and then whether or not you can afford to add on these extra bits on top, and depending on what attractions that it's going to apply to, and whether or not it's therefore worth it in your mind as to, are you going to want to pay extra to get on insert name of a certain attraction.
It's like a two-tier system. Oh, you're the regular Joe Schmoes, and you're the VIPs who have coughed up $300 to be able to fast pass every single attraction.
Yeah.
Which
I know. I appreciate obviously that the good thing with all this is, from what I understand, the app for Disneyland Paris is being expanded, and it's going to be more features on there for you to use. So it's bringing it in line with the My Disney Experience, Mobile Magic, or whatever we're calling it now over in Disney World. I am in two minds about it. I think my gut reaction is, I don't want to pay for something that I've been able to get for free in the past. So I'm kind of resistant to it. When I'm actually in the parks and I want to go on a particular ride and I see the standby wait line, whether that would make me change my mind or not, I don't know. It's going to come down to how much extra is that. Is it going to be worth your while to pay, insert whatever it's going to be, to get on whichever ride you might want to get on?
I think that's a very good point. They're saying at the moment, and I'm going to do prices in euros and prices in dollars. In euros, it's between 8 and 15 euros. In dollars, it's between $9.44 and $17.70. So that everyone can sort of understand what sort of price point we're looking at. Now, it's not for every attraction though, Jane. So remember, we're dealing with Disneyland Paris. Where do you think that they'd include?
Well, you'd like to think that they're going to include the mountains, because they're big attraction rides. So Big Thunder and Space. Yeah,
you've got Big Thunder, Hyperspace included.
And then it would be nice to think that they're going to target rides that have notoriously long waits. Now, Ratatouille can often be a long wait, although you have got the single rider line, which, can speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, no, they've included Ratatouille. The rat is on the list.
Okay. I mean, I'd like them to include Crusher's Coaster, but as that didn't have a fast pass anyway, I'm guessing that probably hasn't got a fast pass.
No.
Because that's always got horrendously long waits, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Tower of Terror, perhaps?
Correct, for Jane, because we all know she's going to ride it next time she's there.
Well, I'm not paying for that then, am I? So that's easily crossed off my list. What else could there be? Phantom Manor?
No, surprisingly not.
Oh, okay.
So the initial attractions is going to be Big Thunder Mountain, Hyperspace Mountain, Peter Pan's Flight, which, as you said, always attracts a really long line.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Star Tours, Autopia, Twilight Zone, Tower of Terror, and Ratatouille Les Aventures Totalement Toc de Remy.
Yeah, easy for you to say, love.
Bonjour, je ne sais quoi. Okay, so yeah, I'm a bit surprised with those attractions for some of them, but it's a nice mix of thrill and not so thrill. I would have thought they might have included Indiana Jones because that line can be getting quite bad.
Yeah.
But they are starting with these and they're going to build up to it. But my worry is when I go to a theme park, on that list, would I be paying out for any of them? I'd probably pay out for maybe one of them if it was an incredibly busy day and I thought, do you know what, I really need to get my Hyperspace Mountain fix. I'll pay for that one. But I wouldn't be paying for multiple because I tend to go for 3-4 days. So it doesn't matter, I'll wait in the queue. But if I was going for a day and I wanted to get some real good hitters in, then I suppose I would. So it's a tricky one, but this is then, is it opening the floodgates? Are they trialling it at Paris and then to bring it in Walt Disney World and Disneyland in this same format?
Well, I think that's where the rumours are heading at the moment, isn't it? From what little bits and bobs that I have seen. And I'm kind of with you, Michelle. It's that element of if you're there for a day and you're desperate to do whichever ride and that happens to be on the list at the time and you want to pay your 9 to 15 euros, then fine, I can understand that. But like you say, even for us going to Disney World, we're there for an extended period of time. So we can go back and visit the parks, whenever we would like, so to speak. Obviously, I know at the moment it's obviously reservations, etc. But assuming that eventually disappears to a certain extent, but we can go and wait our time and get there early or stay late or whatever it may well be to catch maybe something that we're very keen on catching. I'm struggling to see why I would want to pay. It becomes a bit more of an expense involved, doesn't it? And if you're a family, and this has got to be for everybody in your party, and you maybe mum, dad, and 2 teenage kids or whatever, it's not going to be cheap, is it?
No, you're right. I would say, though, if this does come over to the American parks, personally, for all the stress and worry that people have of trying to get on rides, this to me would be a way around it. I would happily dispatch my, $17 to guarantee getting on rides because it just gets rid of that anxiety.
Yeah. So, yes, Rise of Resistance does pop to mind at the moment because of all the horror stories you hear about it. So, yeah, that would be willing. But what would happen if the ride then broke down and you couldn't go?
Would you get a refund? Or would they just say, oh, well, you've got a pass to go on it tomorrow, but what if you're only there for the day? So that's an interesting point.
I'm sure there must be, this must be built into the terms and conditions, I would imagine, somewhere. And obviously, until we get a fully working, assuming it goes ahead, model, we won't perhaps know the answers to these questions. But, yeah, it's going to be a lot of personal preference.
Well, we shall soon find out as DLP launches this summer. Very exciting, though. So, well, this week it's just turned into a bit of a chitty-chatty show about the news. I hope you enjoyed last week's show where we had the lovely Christine Sir as our wonderful guest. She's going to come back in a couple of weeks and she's going to answer your questions. So she's going to need some questions. So if you want to pose a question to our wonderful friend Christine, you can get in touch, info@disneydreamgirls.com. You can tweet us @DisDreamGirls, or you can also get in touch with us via our Facebook page, the Disney Dream Girls Podcast Family, and post your questions over there too. Very exciting times, Jane. And Christine did an additional little mini show as well with some further Disney World excitement over on patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls, where you get to hear our shows a little bit earlier and you get additional content each and every month from us. And the bonus is, once you start supporting us, you can delve back into the archives and go through all the additional shows and listen to them at your leisure. Right, Jane, I guess I'm off to do this, that and the other and dream of some more Disney. So until next week, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.